Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will do a second part of the page that I started coloring in the Summer Nights coloring book by Hannah Carlson. I started this one and I simply based the page on camera. So today I will do some of the extra shading and you can see it changing on camera. I think maybe it's fun for you to have a look how it will evolve from this to this and get some extra depth in your page. So let's start with zoom you in so you can see it a little better. Of course, I want to start with the leaves. I will add in the Prussian cream. I will add my book on a slight angle to color on the bottom, and let me move my tea. So I simply start adding the shading color. It's Prussian cream. Sometimes I go even darker and will add in espresso or a dark brown. You also can add in some of the pink that you're using for the flowers to create some interesting looks on the leaves. But today I will go with a very simple look. Then I blend it together with a lime peel. It's the same color that I've used as the base layer. And I don't go all the way up with leaf because I like to add in the pale sage with a little highlight at the top of the leaf. Let's do another one. Start with the darkest part. I don't put too much pressure on the paper. Blend it together again with the lime peel. And then add in the highlight color, pale sage, today. You can also use the white, or there's another color. Let me find it. It is gray green light. It's also working great for the highlight color. I went with this one today. Another one. And you can see how quick it is. If you mapped out your colors and you have an ID, it's easy to build up your colors and create more depth in your pages, and you can see all the leaves coming to life. Just switching, that is why I'm holding my pencils. Some people like to pick up the Prussian cream, shade all the leaves and then blend them together with lime peel and repeat every step on every leaf. Some people like to color it leaf by leaf. Yeah, it depends on my mood. Sometimes I do a couple in a row. Sometimes I do them one by one. It doesn't matter for the end result. A little bit more depth in the leaf. Those are the colors that I like to use for all the leaves, also for the back. Let's do one in the back here. I think those are the same colors, just growing on a different spot. I'm not sure yet what to do with all those little squiggly plants. Sometimes I like to color them with gel pen and make them all shiny and sparkly. Sometimes I like to color them in the same colors as the rest of the page. so they will fade away a little bit. It's depending for the overall look. By the end of the page, I will know what to do. This is little white. What do I want? Color it just like a part of the leaf. Will it disappear? Well, a little. Yeah. So you can see it's really speaking to you now, right? Compared to the flat colors. For the flowers, I went in with a very basic color combination. I base it with a 1014 and I will go in with 929. I'm not sure what the color name is of the pencils. I sharpen them down. I will start at the base of the flower leaf, the petal, sorry. Put a little bit more pressure and release the pressure when I go to the top of the leaf, petal. Then I go back in with the light color. Start in the middle of the petal and release pressure, blend it together. And that's everything. It's really easy. Those flowers I like to outline with acrylic paint marker. Yeah, to make them pop more at the end. I like to outline and add my acrylic paint markers at the last stage of the coloring, so you don't have to color around it. There's a lot of the background still needs some extra depth and color, and that's why I leave it this way for now. You always can add extra acrylic paint pen on every highlight on a page and create a really nice, vibrant look, poppy look of your things on the page. For me it's really relaxing to color this one. This is an older book, The Summer Nights. And because the book is older and I colored in it with the start of my coloring journey, I don't feel really that I can mess the page up. Because there are already pages in the book that are not the same level as I color at the moment. So if something don't turn out that pretty, I'm okay with it, because not every page is really pretty. For an example, there is this very old, see this mouse, the fur, it's just horrible. I'm okay with it. This one, this little friend. There are more things in the book. And because I have those pages in the book, I really don't feel scared to start a page and color in it. It's helping me with the coloring fear. Coloring fear, it is some silly thing. Most of the times it's happening with me when I get a new coloring book and I don't dive in the book right away. If I wait too long, the book is being really precious and growing in my mind. And if I add one pencil stroke the wrong way, I feel like messing it up. So it's better to just dive in a new book. Don't have it untouched on your shelf. Enjoy the books, color in them, and don't be scared. With all the books, I'm not scared if there are already pages colored. In my early days of coloring, I also noticed the more I learn about adult coloring, the less I color. It sounds silly. There are so many things that you want to keep in your mind. Do I put the lighting right? Do I have the right shading? Do I have the right color combinations? And it's really, holding me back. Let's do a little bit of the hair. I was going for blonde hair. It turned out more brown. I'm okay with it. I turn my book. I think it's easier to follow the strokes of the hair this way. This is a light umber, I think. I cannot see the color. I think it's light umber. It's a light brown color. And I start flicking in those hairs, going with the flow of the drawing. And I start also from this point, flicking it all the way back. Then I will go in with the French grey at the parts that I started shading last time. And shade it again. Make sure you don't create very harsh lines. I like to put in the shading right. And I start flicking it in again. It's easier when you go in with a sharp pencil. I don't use a sharp pencil, a really blunt one today, so a little bit more tricky. Go in again with the brown color. And you can see I still left some highlights because I will include another color. It is the, I don't know, all the colors rub off of my pencils if I am using them a few times. I think it's 1080 brown sienna, might be the color. And I will flick in the highlights in the middle of the hair. That's it. To finish it off, in the end, I will use my slice tool. I will show it to you. First a little more of the shading color. Yeah, I'm liking it this way. So I have my slice tool. I showed it before. It is this tool. It is slice. Can you see it? You can get it with different ceramic blades. I have this one. I put it upside down and I hold it really loose. It is just laying there. I don't grip it. It is just wiggling around. Very loose. And I go with the motion of the hair and I scrape off a little bit of the pigment to make a more realistic look of the hair. It's not necessary, this step, but for me it's more easy to create a more realistic hair. And you can see it's really loose. You don't want to put pressure. If you put pressure, you go through your paper because it's really a knife. It won't cut really a lot of things, but it will cut through your color book paper. You scrape up of all those pigment, so make sure you clean it. And I brush it off. Also from my desk, otherwise I will smearing it on my hand and then I will transfer it over again on the paper. All the way around. you can add so many layers as you want. The more pencil, the darker the pencil, the more pigment you put down on the paper, the easier you can see the lines. So, I'm not sure if it will show up on camera really well. Can you see it? There are really all those small lines. It won't show up. But overall, I'm happy with the look of her hair this way. And you can see I added more of the shading around her jewelry. I really want to make this one sparkly with some gel pens and yeah, create some focal point. Can we do next? Maybe some flowers for the background. I decide for the background I will go in with acrylic paint. Not decided my color yet. Maybe a nice black. It will make the page really pop, right? If you go in with a black night sky. Maybe I go in with this same color as the water, but a really dark tone. Not sure yet. We will see at the end of the page. I will finish it off with the background. I like to keep it for the last part. I know some people like to start with the background, but I think it's harder for me to make a decision about my colors. I don't know why. Some people think it's harder to make the decisions if you end up with the background. It's funny how everyone's mind is working the other way, right? We all have our own strategies, and there's nothing really wrong or right, or it's just okay. Go the way it's working for you. So far I'm happy with the page, how it's turning out. We can do a water lily. I want to add in some of those type of colors. So let's find something. This is 1091. I'm not sure if it's the right one, but yeah, I hope it is. Again, I will put my book the other way around. Yeah, maybe. To create the same shading lines as I went for on the other leaves. And you can see I put more pressure around the edge of the leaf and then I loosen it up. Let's blend it together and see if it needs something extra. I think it's okay. I will leave it this way. Just with the highlight color, pale sage again, because I have the color out. It's always good to bring your colors back from one to the other side of the page. I will darken up some of the shading. Blend it again. You can see what a huge difference it is. to add some of the darker colors. It's periwinkle. I will add around some of the parts. It's even more purple than the color that I have used last time. You can see I don't put down everywhere, just on certain parts, and I don't have really an idea. I just go with the flow. Yeah. And I blend together the blue violet lake. You can see I kept some of the part of the water still white. That's because I like to add in another color. Let's go with, let me have a look. I will go with the powder blue. I think it's suiting the page more. And I still keep some of it open because the last color that I like to add in the water is white. Also, all those little scribbly lines that were drawn in, I will white out with an acrylic paint pen in the end. If you like to go darker, you can always darken it up even more. You can put in maybe some indigo blue. Will be pretty, work great. I leave it this way. I think it's more dreamy. So go in with the darkest one. I shade around the lily pads. I shade some of the colors I already based down last time around some of those flowers, really dark. And I keep the pencil stroke the same way all the time. You can see me twisting my pencil to find a sharper point. I do it while coloring. Not something I think about when coloring. It just happened. A lot of white around here, so not liking it, it's just too much. By adding the powder blue, you can see it changing to a more soft look of the water. Again, extra shading. And I really like to take my time with it to build up the water. you can see how the simple basing of the page grow into a more completed color page, little by little. Let me zoom you out so you can see more of the page. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye!